Hits the pound.
Yeah, this is how we do it in the Central Coast, man. We got 40 ounces, Old English, rag tops, 6'4" Impalas, and bikini girls, man. This is how we do it on the West Coast. San Diego, San Francisco, Los Angeles. But don't forget about the Central Cali, man. Please don't forget about the Central Cali. Yeah, get 'em.
It's another sunny day in the state of California. Low rider palm trees, them G's that put it on ya. This ain't a negative, we speaking ebonics. Rank talk, candy paint on D's with hydraulics. Baseball hat with the sticker on the brim. Don't let the sun blind your sight, cause things can get grim. But I'm not here to talk about banana clips and guns. We're going back to Cali and we're gonna have some fun. A West Coast domination. Welcome back to Two-Face Entertainment Podcast. I am your host, Fred Segura, out here in Monterey County, also known to the world as the Salad Bowl, also known as the Salinas Valley. To the people in LA, we are north. To the people in San Francisco, we are south. Right smack in the middle, best of both worlds. Don't forget about the Central Cali. Anyway, folks, today we are going to talk about the song Cali State of Mind. Cali State of Mind, right? Which is a song that you all hear at the beginning of these podcasts, right? For those of you who may not know, that is in fact myself on the song, right? But the beginning, the first person talking on the song in the intro is actually my nephew, Eddie Vega. Shout out to my nephew, Eddie Vega, right? So let me get into the story of the process of recording that song, since a lot of people have actually hit me up and been like, hey, where can I get that song at? It's I put it out last year, actually, finally on all digital platforms. But it'll be in the description box below as well, so you guys can listen to it on YouTube or go whatever platform you listen to. It'll be there. Anyhow, enough shameless plugs, right? Anyways, no, guys. So here's the deal. The process of of recording that song. What happened was a friend of mine from Las Vegas, originally from Salinas. Shout out to Joe De La Torre. Hey, much love, my brother. I hope everything's going good for you, man. Stay in touch with me, dog. He's a producer / composer. He composes music and stuff, right? He reached out to me. This was in 2011. Yeah, 2011. He reached out to me, and he sent me this beat, right? And he said, "Hey, man, I want you I want you to do something to this. I want you to give me like a California song, kind of like, I want something that, like a California, representing California thing, like our version of a California Love or whatever it was, that he told me. And he goes, and what I want is, I want that old retro, like that 90s feel to the song, that's what I'm looking for, right? So he sent it to me. And then I played it and I listened to it and I was like, okay, so mind you, when you hear it, it's one thing, right? But when you listen to it and you hear the beat, a complete just raw beat with nothing in there, it's just a beat by itself, it's a different experience, So what I did was, I remember, and I'm trying to bring a cloud into the room, guys. It's going to get a little bit, it'll get a little dark. But it's not meant to get anybody, in a dark place. So what happened was, I was really stressed out about a lot of stuff that was going on at the time. And like I said, I sat down and listened to the beat a little bit. I must have played it about maybe 1, 2, 3 times, something like that. And I said, okay, well, I know what I want to do. I knew the idea that he wanted, that Joe wanted. So I said, okay, I'm going to work with that, So what I did was, being stressed out, I went into 90s rap, like Dr. Dre, Ice Cube, the Lynch Mob, Warren G, the G-Funk era, the golden era of rap music, for that matter, West Coast rap music, more, the Alcoholics and stuff like that, like, again, yeah, like Ice Cube and everybody else, Dr. Dre and, everybody, Snoop Dogg and everything, but the 90s stuff, right? So anyhow, I went into a list of that, and I just started playing it like super loud in the house. I think I was by myself. Yeah, I was by myself that day in the house, and I started to clean up around the house. I was sweeping, mopping, cleaning up stuff, just trying to keep my mind busy because I was going through a lot at the time. And then we'll get to that. And what happened was, I said, I listened to it, and then I actually, when I was done, and this is after a couple of hours, to be honest with you, playing a bunch of music from the 90s, I sat down and I started to pen the song, right? And yeah, I started writing it, and I remember going through, I think I had got through the first verse already, and then I just kind of chilled a little bit. Then I had people coming over, they came over, and I was, oh yeah, whatever. I'd play the beat again, and then I write something, and then, so on and so forth until I was done. I was done with it. Usually we record in the studio in the moment, but this was like, okay, well, I'm gonna take it to go. I'm gonna go take it. So I just wanted to write it down, that way I can go over it and review everything, right? So I did that, and while people were here and stuff, I finished the song. I penned it all. I did everything, in one sitting. And it was, I'm not gonna say it's a Tupac thing, I don't remember how long it was, but it wasn't long at all. It wasn't, hours and hours and hours. It was just kind of like, it's just, I don't know, whatever amount of time it was, but it wasn't very long. So anyways, after that, I just put it to the side. I left it alone, because now, because I had committed myself to Joe, to Joe De La Torre. Again, shout out to the producer. I had committed myself to him and told him I would do it. So it was kind of like, to me, it was like, okay, I got homework to do and I better get on it, because I already told him I would do it. So I did that, So I put it aside and stuff, and then I was like, okay, and I continued with my day and so forth. I think a couple of days later, shout out to my good friend Cesar Lopez, man. Cesar, shout out to you, love and respect to you, bro, out here. I forget what happened, how I couldn't get to Watsonville to Polo again. Shout out to Polo Magana too as well. Recorded at the spot, I couldn't get over there for some reason. Something to do with the car. I don't know if was my car broke down, or I forget what it was, right? But anyhow, so my friend Caesar says, "Hey, bro, if you want to go, I work in the city of Watsonville." He goes, "You can come with me in the morning, but I leave really early in the morning." He goes, "And then contact your friend, and you can leave with me early in the morning." And then you got all day. You got like 8 hours to do whatever you got to do, right? And I was like, he goes, you could drop me off at work, and then you could take my car. So I was like, all right, yeah. So I did that. We did that. So we go over there, dropped him off at his job. I took off to my friend Polo Magana. Shout out to you, my brother. Shout out to you. Yeah, we got in there and just started knocking it out. Started doing stuff, right? I think before I could even get into that, another friend of mine from Watsonville, Cisco Price. Shout out to Cisco Price, man. He shows up right to the studio, and he's like, "Hey, bro, I wanted to get you on the song for my album and yada yada yada, right?" So I said, "Okay, well, we'll go." And then again, my friend Polo, he's like, "Hey, bro, I'll take you. Let's go in my car. We'll go, bro." I said, "All right, cool. We'll follow you guys." So we jumped in the cars and we followed each other and got. He took me to his studio to do a song with them, which was, for those of you who know Snow the Product, right? We went to her, which is now, he's currently now her personal DJ. Shout out to DJ Pumba, man. Much love and respect. Hope you're doing good, brother. And yeah, so we showed up to his house, and then we started, we had a little session there. And so I knocked out a song for him. The song, what was it? By the Bar. I think, yeah, By the Bar. I think, yeah, we did that. I did that one with them. And then I think we went somewhere else. I don't remember correctly what it was, but I remember it just kind of like, we got sidetracked. We got sidetracked, and we ended up doing other stuff. for some reason other songs and stuff like that somewhere else, or I forget what it was, or DJ Pumbaa and Big P showed up to the studio with something like that, something to that effect. Anyhow, um, I showed up and I mean, we went back and finished the song, right? We went back to do the Cali State of Mind. Uh, Backtracking a little bit, guys, what happened in the weeks between me writing the song when I was stressed out, and I don't want to dwell on this, that's why I kind of cut forward, and then I'm going back. Um, what happened in between the time of writing the song and going to record it was actually my mother passed away in the midst of that, in the midst of those weeks. So I think that's what it was that held me back from going right away or something like that. So I was going through and I think it had been like a week or two when all that happened, and I had penned a song for her as well, and yeah, that's what it was. So then, fast forward, that's when I was just trying to stay busy. It's not and I will get into this, guys. It's not about. Some people go, oh look, like you don't even care, and no, it's I don't judge anybody on how they what they do when they lose a loved one, because we all mourn different, and you can't blame somebody, because some people try to stay busy and not be just be in a room and upset, which is what most people want to see or expect to see, I should say. No, you got to get out there, man. I can't speak for everybody. I can only speak for myself. You got to get out there, get your mind off of stuff. You're not going to change the outcome. That's what it is. You got to move forward. Unfortunately, that's just how it goes. But anyhow, so I remember doing that song, doing the Cali State of Mind, and we, and one of the beautiful things that I will talk about is that one of the things that I love about Polo Magaña at Ghetto Ballin Entertainment, guys, love and respect. I'll be in there laying the vocals down, and then I'll be all, can we hear it? And then he won't even play it for me sometimes. If it just didn't come out right, or I messed up somewhere down the line, he'll be like, nah, do it again. Or he'll stop it halfway, like, do it again. Oh, okay. It's almost like the Richie Valens, La Bamba kind of stuff. Not as much, sometimes it does. Sometimes it depends, But anyhow, so we did that, and then I did the backup vocals and did everything to it. We did everything to it. And yeah, I was like, all right, cool. This is cool. This is I was content. I was content with it. I was happy with the overall thing. And then I went and did the song for my mother. That I did. That was a sample beat, so we didn't put that out for sale. It's just kind of like a song that I just throw out there like for free, or whatever. It's more of a personal song, but it's on that particular song. Do I feel I could have did better? Yeah, I was just going through a lot. At the time, so that was a very hard song to record. But anyhow, on with that Cali State of Mind. Well, again, guys, it's a song you hear at the beginning of these podcasts. And it's not. It gets cut off when you hear it. It's a full song. So anyhow, we did that, and whatever we did, I forget what we did. We'd always, what, guys? There's one thing about it that when you hear the music and you hear all this stuff, or you see maybe a picture or whatever. One of the beautiful things about it, we were like on a roll. We started doing stuff like every day. We were going over there, and we were just knocking out music left and right every day. Fresh music, writing stuff out, just doing it, knocking it out. Boom, done. And then we go, to Taco Bell. We get pizzas. We get whatever. We'd be, go get hot dogs. Go, we were doing it. We were just out there, doing what we had to do, and enjoying ourselves, for that matter, and making music. But anyhow, so when I did that Cali State of Mind, it was really an inspiration based off what Joe De La Torre, the producer, had told me that he wanted. And I was inspired again by the greats, if you will. You know, the Ice Cubes, the Warren G's, the Dr. Dre's, the Snoop Dogg's, you know, and stuff like that. The West Coast, you know, kind of feel. So that's what I went with. And what happened was, I think we came back. I came back home, and then I think my nephew Eddie had a session, or we went back for something to re-record some stuff, or just record new stuff. I forget what we went, you know, what we went for. But anyways, it was always like a Polo's studio. His spot was, it was like a hot spot. It was like a hub where all the people from Watsonville would show up, you know. And you know what, guys? And I'm gonna drift a little bit here, and I'm gonna tell you something about that. For me, being from the city of Soledad, which is roughly about 45 minutes to an hour, give or take, from Watsonville, right? The Salinas Valley has always been more of a mirror, more of a carbon copy when it came to the style of the music. We mirrored more of the Bay Area, more of a dark ambience, mob feel, and I'm not knocking it, you know. There was always more of a darker feel to the music, which is mob music, you know, and respectable, you know. It was more gangster, you know, stuff like that, right? Me myself, and this is why I don't really enjoy listening to Casualties of Life, not simply because it's a dark album, but because it wasn't really what I wanted to do. You know, that album did not come out how I intended it to come out. What happened was, it's a good therapy album because I listen to it now and I like, wow, you know, when I do listen to it, I was like, wow, that's, you know, I let off a lot of, it was my therapy to get stuff off my chest, get stuff off of my mind, and it helped me for that. But that's why I don't really like listening to it. But anyhow, and shout out to Stevie Ray, man. I love how you were playing it still in your car the other day, man, a couple of weeks ago. And love and respect to you, my brother. Always, man. You always got my love and respect for you. Anything you need, brother, let me know. I got you. But anyhow, so when I met Polo and we started going to Watsonville, I noticed that Watsonville was more up my alley in a sense. You know, they had more of the music, the more G-funk, the more, you know, kind of like, okay, you know, up tempo, you know, good feel beats, you know, and stuff like that. And the artists as well. Shout out to everybody out there, man. They were knocking stuff out, you know. And yeah, man, we slid right in and we just became a part of that too with them, you know. And so that inspired me a lot, and it really, to me, it made me feel good about it, and I think that I recorded a lot of the best stuff I've done, you know, as far as the music wise, anyways, because it helped me expand. And some people told me, "Oh, dude, you know, you're you know, you need to go back to the old, you know, the old," because on the Casualties of Life, I was recording under the name Gemini, and I switched it to the Grindhouse, right? I wanted to change the name because there was another Gemini from Texas. Shout out to you, Chris, man. Love and respect to you, my brother. And I decided to change the name, but then, you know, it allowed me to reinvent myself. So that's when I came with the more up-tempo, more, you know, bounceful music, if you will. And I was just trying different things, you know. I was just trying, as an artist, I was trying different things. Some people did not agree to that. You know, they were like, oh, you know, it's just kind of like whatever, you know. But I thought it was great. I thought it was a good thing to be able to do that. Excuse me. And so, yeah, that's what I did. And getting back to the Cali State of Mind, I remember going with my nephew, Eddie. Shout out to Eddie Vega again, man. And we were there, and then Polo tells me, hey, man, that Cali State of Mind song, bro, it needs an intro. It needs an intro, bro, or you need to do the hook, but I think you should do an intro in the beginning. I go, man, what? And I told him, "Oh, what do I say? What do you want me to say on there?" He goes, "I don't know." He goes, "Well, you're the rap artist. You do it." It's like, okay, well, okay. And so my nephew Eddie, he starts saying, "Oh, say this and this and this and this and that," and I'm like, "What?" Like, yeah, see this and that. I'm like, okay, well, sounds good, dude. I go, but wait, you know, I told him, you know what? Why don't you go in there and record it, and then, as dummy vocals, I'll listen to it, catch the vibe, and then I'll do it, and then I'll go in and do it. He says, okay. So he went and did it, and then I think he was like, I listened to it a couple of times. We were sitting there listening to it, listening over and over. And that's one thing about the studio that people think like, oh yeah, it's fun. But it could be boring if you're not doing anything. You sit there going like, dude, you don't got it yet? Like, come on. It's like, hey, let's go eat or whatever you want to do. It's not like that. It's a chill spot. You just chill. But anyhow, he was there. We heard it a couple of times, and I said, okay, I think I got it, dude. I got it. I went in there and I just blew it like. I was like, man, hold on, let me do it again. I just like, nah, dude, I couldn't get it. I honestly couldn't get it. I'm not afraid to admit that part, I was like, man, I can't, I couldn't catch the vibe to it, And then I said, you know what, Eddie? I go, do it again, like if you were doing it, so I could get the full vibe of the full feel of it, of how you want me to say it. He goes, okay, and I go, do backup centers so we can, do all this. He said, okay, so he goes in there. And he just knocks it out. Boom. He did it. And then I go, add some ad-libs to it, so I can hear, so I can really get into it. He adds the ad-libs, we did it. And I'm sitting there, right, with Polo outside. And my nephew comes back. He goes, okay, let's listen to it. And I'm listening to it. And I'm like, I told Polo, let's keep that. He's all, what? I go, yeah, keep it. Excuse me. Yeah, we're keeping that. I go, I'll leave him on the intro, He's like, for real? I said, yeah. I mean, I'm on the whole song by itself, I'm the whole song. He just did the intro. So shout out to you, Eddie, man. Love and respect. Yeah, so that's what happened. It wasn't even, it wasn't supposed to happen that way. It just did, And yeah, that was it. That's how the song came about. And I've sent it to, we got it all done, mixed, mastered, and cleaned up and everything, and send it to Joe, send it back to Joe. And you know what, guys, I gotta give a lot of love and respect to Joe Delatorre, dude. You have really been a solid dude with me the whole time, man. I wish I could help you out in some times where you're going through some stuff, my brother, but I got my own things I gotta deal with, and unfortunately I can't, but I would if I could, bro. Anyhow, to this day, right? To this day, he is so satisfied with that song. That's one of his favorite songs, and he's really happy about how it all turned out, So yeah, I mean, that's the story of that song, how that song came about. It was just I won't say it's a fluke, because we really put a lot of work into it. So yeah, that's really it, guys. I mean, that's all I can really say that I remember about that. Maybe Eddie has a different, recall something different. Maybe Tank, maybe Joe, whoever, any of you guys, Cisco, shout out to DJ Pumbaa. I know you're on the road with Snow the Product, bro. Hang in there, bro. Stay solid. You the man, dog. You the man. And yeah, bro. So yeah, that's what it is. That's what it is, guys. And so yeah, Cali State of Mind. It'll be in the description box below for, you could hear the audio, or if you want to go listen to it in any streaming platform, it's there, right? The Grindhouse, Cali State of Mind. Also off the EP album that I put out, the Grindhouse, California Landmark. You see the ads at the end of these podcasts. And I'll probably put the picture up before you guys hear it and stuff. I mean, in this video or whatever. I don't know. We'll go from there. Anyhow, I'm sorry, guys. I rambled on into something else. I don't even know what I'm trying to say at this point. But anyways, I'm trying to think of the thumbnail. But we'll see. We'll see what happens. Anyhow, guys, yeah, so that's how that song came about. So sometimes when people hear the music, they feel like, oh yeah, that's cool, you know. But sometimes it's a lot more fun when you know the backstory to it and how it went about. You know, having to get up early in the morning, running around all day, you know, doing 3-4 songs a day, like, you know, going back and listening to stuff and be like, oh, maybe you need to do it again, or hey, you know, I think it needs this, and we go back. It's you know, at least in my book, at least as far as Two-Face Entertainment goes, and I know Ghetto Ballin as well, Ghetto Ballin Entertainment, and shout out to Flya Entertainment, man, which is, you know, our new affiliates from Virginia. We don't do stuff and put it on 10 minutes onto the streaming platforms, you know, or onto the internet. You know, we try to make sure that it's as perfect as I can get, you know. But with that, guys, I mean, that's really it. That's really it, man. Anyways, any questions, guys? Any questions about any of that, guys? I'll be happy to answer them in the comments below. With that, guys, this is Two-Face Entertainment Podcast. I'm your host, Fred Segura, signing out. Haters shake the fist, suckers preaching me rolling. Why you so mad? Why you so serious? You're in my rear view like the slow and delirious. Keep on mashing, getting plenty action. The home of the G's and pimps, I love it with a passion. Throw it up, it's California, where the sun lays to rest like every day. The home of the color rack, swap meets and bangers. Chuck Taylor's Lolos and them real dope slangers. This is reality, it's where I stay. Along the Pacific in the state of CA. Golden State, from Frisco to Compton and back to Central Cali where the party keeps rocking. It's a California state of mind, and you can't be mad, that's just how we ride. Golden State.
But it's really for me. I'm not saying that I'm greedy, but hip-hop is needy, so what the hell do you expect from me? It's the passion, I finally understand it. I'm hiding in the trees like a male praying mantis, searching for my prey. God, please come and bless me, help relieve my stress so I don't worry about death. Never said I was leaving, but dreaming on like Steven. Fallen angel, I'm Zeppelin, not ready for heaven. So please tell me, is there another way? So I can look up in the sky and say thank you for these better days.
1, 2, Vegas coming for you. 3, 4, better lock your doors. 5, 6, hit pop with the twist. 7, 8, please don't hate. 1, 2, Vegas coming.